Bay Area Health Solutions is to inspire, to encourage positive change to a better health and well-being for all. My name is Gary Church, and I develop comprehensive health plans for individual and families since 2002. There's a saying, what if in life? Life happens. It's whether or not that is a positive or if it's a negative. I have a client that I've been working with who she's now 43 years old. And when she was 19 years old, she went to school here, locally here in San Jose. And she shared a story with me at her graduation day that they had a guest speaker came in and they talked about drunk driving and to avoid drinking and driving. And she had a classmate that actually said to her, "Oh, that would never happen to me." Well, it was interesting, and she shared the story, and it really touched my soul, is 6 months after she graduated, she happened to be going down street Hostetter, and she was making a left-hand turn on Capitol. And in a split moment, her life changed forever. And what's interesting, if she had left her house 1 minute later, maybe even left her house 1 minute earlier, what happened wouldn't have happened. And that's what's interesting in time, because time can change at any moment. And one thing she did is when she made the left-hand turn on Capitol going towards Milpitas, a drunk driver who just went through 3 red lights at 65 miles an hour T-boned her on the driver's side. The police officer that was chasing this gentleman, this drunk driver, who was in a truck, thought that she was dead. And her life at that moment changed forever. She's still going through those changes as far as health-wise. She had to go through rehabilitation as far as being able to speak again, to be able to walk. In just a split moment, a moment in time changed her life forever. And the one thing I've realized in life, what would you do if you had a life-changing event? When I talk about a life-changing event, it's not just about an accident or an illness. It's what happens afterwards. What are the financial costs that you go through when you have a life-changing event? For this 19-year-old, she's 19 years old. Half her life was taken away. So imagine that if you had a teenager. As soon as you step out your door, when we're at home, we don't have any concerns. We're comfortable in our home. We're safe. But the moment you step out your door and you get in your car, everything's now beyond your control. The only control you have is being inside your car. But what if you are that person that's making that left-hand turn? Or perhaps driving down the freeway. Ever have a moment when you're driving down the freeway, traffic's going great, and all of a sudden it comes to a stop? What are you doing? Are you reacting to what's in front of you? You probably are. And as you're reacting to what's in front of you, are you looking in your rearview mirror? Because whatever you're doing in front of you, the person that's behind you, they're either reacting or they're not reacting. And if they're not reacting, who's their target? Is it you? Because you're in front of them. Now, the question is it a brand new Mercedes? It probably has adequate auto insurance. Or is it a 2000 Honda Civic that's all beat up? Don't know. But you'll find out after the fact. But what if it's so serious that you're in the hospital? You know, the thing with the moment, people will sympathize and understand your situation, but your life just changed. It could be minor. I kind of equate it to, what if you were a pool ball on a table, and you got racked up in a rack on that pool table, and whatever color ball you are, there's one ball in particular that's out to get you. And that ball is either going to hit you directly or indirectly. And that's called a cue ball. So as soon as that rack comes off that table and you're one of 9 balls, depending on which ball, if you're the 8 ball, that might be that final ball that's going to go in the thing. But you're going to get hit, but either directly or indirectly. The problem is, we don't know when that's going to happen. Well, every time you step out your door, You take a risk. Now, what do you need to do behind that? Well, that's where I come in. My responsibility when I work with my clients is looking at all aspects and determining what's the best thing for you. It's better to have something than nothing. One thing I realized in life is your greatest asset is your ability to earn an income. And no matter who your employer is, and no matter how much they might care and love about you, if you had a life-changing event, whether it's due to an illness or accident, and you end up in the hospital, are you still getting paid? Is your employer still providing you health insurance? The chances are they're not. Now, what are you going to do if all of a sudden you don't have any health insurance? Because if you can't pay your premiums, what happens to your health insurance? Do you still have it? Most likely not. We have a certain expectation about our healthcare system. The reality is when I talk to clients and I ask them, what kind of health insurance do you have? Most people have no clue what they have. When would you like to find out about your health plan? When you go to the hospital? Because generally the only time we use the healthcare system is when we have a life-changing event. So I'm here to be able to help you guide through and understand that health insurance is health insurance. The only thing that health insurance does for any of us, make sure that you don't walk out of the hospital with a $100,000 bill. That's all the health insurance does. They're going to treat you. You're going to walk out with a bill. Just depends on how big that bill is going to be. But one of the things I definitely do with my clients, and I have over the last 19 years, is I have a solution. And I can make sure that whatever happens, you have the best coverage possible. But the only way we can do this is we got to talk about it. So getting back to this gal who her name is Kelly, when she was 19 years old, now 42, in a split moment, her life changed forever. What could we have done differently? Well, I can't change what happened to her in that moment, but maybe the conversation I would have had with her before, particularly if she's working, is we need to have something in place to protect your income. And also to address it for a 19-year-old, as far as on your health insurance, well, it's minimizing, because again, it's based on your health, coming up with the right health plan, but also supplementing it with supplemental insurance. It's adding something. I always say in life, it's better to have something than nothing. Because if life event happens, there's a saying it's called, what if in life? What if something did happen to you? Are you prepared? So I'd love to have a conversation with you. For me, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you understand how our healthcare system works. Because what we have today is going to be the same 5 years from now, 10 years from now? No. But whatever I put in place for you that protects you financially, it's going to be the same today as it is 5 years from now and 10 years from now. It's only whether or not you're going to take action. I have the solutions. Let's see whether or not the solution will work for you. To close this out, the action here is just don't take the message you got and walk away. Take the next step. See whether or not it's a fit for you. What do you have to lose? You have a lot to gain, nothing to lose. The only people that lose something are the ones that don't take action. I have a solution, and it's up to you to see whether or not that solution works for you. Let's talk.